Want help to grow your business? Download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, I'm Dale Beaumont and welcome to Secrets Exposed. This is the series that takes you up close and personal with leading business experts. And our topic for this interview is how to save thousands when sending and receiving international payments. That coming up in just a moment. My special guest today is Jonathan Surman, and our topic for this interview is how to save thousands when sending and receiving international payments. So this is an episode that's going to help you to make and save money, and let's get right into it. So first question is, who is this interview for? And can people use these strategies no matter where they're based in the world?
Sure. So in essence, our customers are everyone based all over the world. They fall into two categories. One would be, I guess, our private clients or retail clients. So individuals like myself, maybe that want to send money home to family or bring money into Australia, or if they're traveling and making overseas payments themselves. And then we've got our commercial clients or corporate clients. So again, small business owners, multinationals, larger importers, exporters that might be making payments, paying their suppliers, or of course receiving payments overseas as well.
Okay, so we have a lot of business owners that watch our programs, and so for a lot of them that are sending money overseas to buy goods, if they're, say, importing them, or if they're actually exporting, or they're actually receiving payments for goods and services as well. So it doesn't matter if sending or receiving, then we can use this service.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the service is called OFX. What is OFX and what does it actually do?
So OFX, we are in essence an alternative to the banks. So we started off in the late 90s. Our founder at the time really just saw a solution where small business owners, individuals perhaps weren't getting that corporate level of service, they weren't experiencing exchange rates, and of course the information when they're organizing these things. So he actually started off OzForex, as we were known back then, as just purely an information website. It was a blog. Guys, this is what you should be doing when you're looking to do X, Y, Z. And I guess over the years, we've enjoyed geographical expansion. So our home is in Sydney. We are based in London. We're in Canada, in Toronto, San Francisco, Hong Kong, and New Zealand. So our biggest and our headquarters is in Sydney. We've got about 300 staff worldwide. What we've enjoyed over the years is just this volume of clients that have come to us for all walks and reasons of using us. And we're actually a listed entity. So it was a great story for Aussie businesses because we listed on the Australian Stock Exchange in 2013.
Fantastic.
We've then since rebranded to OFX, having a global brand for a global business.
Okay, excellent. So what's the value proposition? You said that you're an alternative to the banks, but what does that actually mean?
Yeah, good question. So in essence, the information part is key. So it's helping people with the timing, helping people organizing their payments and transfers.
Yeah.
We are a volume-driven business. We are a currency broker. So the volume we deal with enables us to take a much smaller profit or a smaller margin on each payment. Therefore, we save our clients on the margins, but also on the fees as well. So when you're using us, you tend to save on those transfer fees or TT fees that we all know and have experienced via the banks or credit unions. And obviously we're making smaller margin, therefore you're saving on the profit too. Or sorry, we're saving the client there as well. So if you've got a payment to make in US dollars, it'll be cheaper using us than it would do perhaps via alternative means.
Okay, and what different types of businesses use the service? Is it only for certain types, or is it all different types of businesses?
Look, I think that's what I enjoy, what I do, to be honest. I work with people from all walks and works of life. So we deal with a lot of importers and exporters. So you mentioned earlier, exporters receiving payments, importers that are perhaps starting up their business and they've got to pay for a sample to get their gadgets or widgets over in China. Perhaps people that are paying for outsourcing over in Malaysia or the Philippines. So there doesn't have to be one cookie cutter approach. Our clients tend to come to us and say, Dale, I need to do this, or John, I need to do this, or whoever our customer service team is. How can you help me do this? What do you guys enable me to do? How are you going to save me money?
So, and some of them would be products-based businesses, some may be service-based as well.
Correct.
Really, there is no sort of limit to the type of clients you can help.
Not at all, not at all. So we're actually dealing a lot with the online and e-commerce businesses as well. We're dealing with a lot of some of the people that are in the wine industry. There's really, I guess, no rhyme or reason. It's purely just on that saving and more of the consultative approach that we take.
All right, and you mentioned China before, because a lot of people that are dealing in goods will be having to buy products from China to then sell. So you're able to also exchange money there in that way as well and pay suppliers?
Yep, so we can send funds to China. Most of our clients will actually pay in US dollars rather than local currency. We can pay in local currency as well. But the US dollar is one of the most traded currencies in the world, so everyone likes a bit of the US dollar. Okay,
and tell me a little bit about, like, I know when you're changing money, and I'm sort of learning a lot about this myself, but sometimes there's obviously fees, but sometimes people say no fees, but what they really do is charge the exchange rate aren't very sort of favourable, or if they've got low exchange rates, they might have high fees. So,
correct.
You know, how do you balance, do you offer a low value proposition on both fees and also exchange rates as well?
So our fees tend to be lower from the outset.
Yes.
So in my experience, the fees certainly over here in Australia can range from $25 to $40 as a TT fee. And of course you've got the fee on the other side of the payment. So to put it into context, if I was to send money home to the UK, for example, I would use my bank here. They would charge me their spread or their margin. They would put a fee on that. So let's say for this example, $25. The bank in the UK would then charge me to receive my pounds. So, if I'm sending just maybe $1,000, that's been taken two chunks out of it, and then you've got the margin piece as well. Whereas how we work, we have over, we work with over 50 different banks around the world. So we have a load of local bank accounts. So in essence, we just do 2 domestic payments. So how we work is you would book in a deal, selling your dollars, buying your pounds. You then send the Aussie dollars to our Aussie dollar account, and then we remit the sterling from our sterling account to the other sterling account. So we're just doing 2 domestic payments. So that's how we lose the fees on that end.
Right.
And of course, then our margin is finer as well.
Yes.
So we're saving the client on that as well.
Fantastic. All right. So, and with regards to OFX, how do I set up an account? What is the first kind of steps?
So we do have to get all of our clients registered with us, whether you're a business or an individual. Working in the money transfer business, it's a very heavily regulated industry. We report to over 50 regulators around the world. So we have to know who our clients are. Okay, so we have to get an understanding for what you want to do, where you're sending the money, and of course, why you're sending the money, and the frequency of the transfers as well. So you register with us. Once we've done all of that, which can be done within 24 hours, private clients can be done literally within moments, because we'll just electronically verify you against your address. So we know that you are who you say you are, live where you say you live. You can then go ahead and book a deal online or give us a call at your convenience. And it's actually a 24/7 service. So I guess for all these entrepreneurs that are burning the candle at both ends, they can give us a call and book in a deal whenever they want.
That's great. So it's not just an online service. I know a lot of people enjoy the flexibility of being able to go online and do it themselves. But if they need a call and they need someone to walk them through their first couple of transactions, there's also that service element as well.
Absolutely. And that's really important for us. A lot of our clients enjoy the flexibility of being able to speak to someone or book a deal online. What we find is a lot of our clients tend to book in their first few payments over the phone because they want to get to know how it works. They want to know what an IBAN number is, what is a beneficiary account, where am I sending my funds? We're talking about the money here, so we want to make sure that the funds end up in the right place. Once everything is then set up and I guess they see how easy it is, they tend to just book in all their payments online. And then we might get a phone call later on down the line saying, hey, look, I'm now receiving my funds, or I see this is happening in the marketplace, what do you think I should be doing? So we try and hold their hand as much as we can do.
Okay, and do you do much advisory and or do you kind of try to steer away from that?
Look, the advice piece is an interesting one. I mean, there's so much information out there nowadays, more than ever on social media, in the press. Everyone has a view and an opinion. We are very highly thought of in terms of what we think about what's going on in the markets, but again, that's just our opinion. everyone's situation is very different. So if I'm looking to bring funds over, let's say from the UK to Australia, well, what's my time frame? You know, what is my why? So we would always put it back into the client and say, well, what's your why? If you're making a payment tomorrow, it doesn't matter what's going to happen next week because you need to pay that invoice tomorrow. If you've perhaps got time on your hands.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.